What do you make of this defiance in oil prices? It's really just the case of not knowing how much of release that we will get every day, and of course the duration, the timing of it, and also the big question mark of what happens even after the war, I think.
You clearly identified one of the key question marks, which is how long will it take for the 400 million barrels to be physically delivered onto the market? 400 million is a big number. This is larger than every previous IEA drawdown of oil stockpiles combined, more than twice what was released after Russia invaded Ukraine 4 years ago. But this is the largest oil supply disruption since at least the 1970s. So we need a lot of oil, and we need it quickly. Until the IEA clarifies how quickly these barrels will begin to be delivered, there is going to be some skepticism. So that's question number one. I think that the second point is, as you noted, after the military action in the Persian Gulf ends, how long will it take for tanker traffic to normalize to pre-war levels? So the good news is there is not a lot of damage, at least thus far, to energy infrastructure in Iran or its neighbors. But, the worst case scenario is that changes and we begin to see a lot of deliberate attacks on each other's energy infrastructure.
Yeah. And just to understand better, I mean, if the IEA understands that the market wants to know all the details that you were just laying out there, what's really the difficulty in laying it out there for the markets to really calm things down?
There are some technical limitations to the various stockpiles. So keep in mind, each country within the IEA has its own stockpiles. So Japan, Korea, these are among the most affected countries because we know that 80% of the Persian Gulf oil goes to Asia. When those stockpiles are opened, when the spigot is released, so to speak, in many cases, they have not been doing that just physically since 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine, or perhaps even longer. So technically, it may not be known at this stage how quickly those barrels can be released. My kind of best guess is it's going to take somewhere between 60 and 90 days to get that oil onto the market. That's not as rapidly as investors, frankly, would prefer, but I don't think anything quicker than that is going to be realistic.
Pavel, great to see you. Martin here. Let me quickly jump in. And, it'd be too trite, I think, to say it's fun, but it has been very interesting, I think, trying to do the math. And I want to help you, ask you to help us do a little bit more of it. And let's take our beautiful wall, where we've already started doing a little bit of math. The world, I think you would agree, needs about 100 million barrels a day for the global economy to keep running. Low end 15 million barrels to high end 20 million barrels of that is taken out of play, is offline because of the war in the Middle East and also the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. So that's the gap we need to fill. IEA stocks, let's start there. You mentioned a time frame, a duration. What does that break down to in terms of daily barrels? What is the titration? What is the drip feed? The average has been during past crises, as you well know, anywhere from 2 to 2.5 million barrels in the case of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This time around, though, is it going to be more? Is it going to have to be more?
Yes, I think it will be more. I think it could be in the neighborhood of 5 million barrels a day if all of the 32 IEA countries do it together simultaneously. So if China and or India were to participate, even if it's not officially, in this IEA response, that would make the response even more effective than the IEA trying to manage everything by itself.